The squat is a great lower body exercise, working the quadriceps, hamstrings, calves and also the glutes. It's immensely important that we develop and improve our technique with this exercise. Doing this exercise well, you get great results, whether it's with your body weight or doing it with pieces of equipment. We're going to focus on doing this well and making sure that we have good technique from the starting point all the way through to the finish. First of all, when you're setting yourself up with a squat, we need to make sure that we get some ground rules right. We're going to start in a nice upright position. We're going to take our stance into a comfortable position. That means your feet can be turned out. Do what feels comfortable in this squat to start off with. You may be given different options where you have to have your feet wider or narrower, but to start with, when you're learning to squat, it's always a good idea to do what feels comfortable. You're going to have your hips in extension. That means in extension you need to squeeze your bum. You need to squeeze your glutes tight because you're going to help to bring your hips into full extension. You also need to lift your chest up, but when you lift your chest up, you need to tighten up through your abdominals so you don't change the position of your lumbar spine. That's your lower back. From here then, we're going to bring our hands up in front of us. There are a couple of options where you can position your hands. We do like to push our hands together. By pushing your hands together, it actually creates even more tension and tightness through your trunk and torso, which actually supports your lower back and works your core even more in this exercise. You can also have your hands out in front of you. Having your hands out in front of you can help you with your balance. Bringing your hands back then, we're going to demonstrate the squat now. A couple of key things to think about on your lowering phase when you're going down to the ground. You want to think about going straight down. Don't think about pushing your bum back too far. You want to keep an even weight distribution between the front of your foot and your heels. Off we go. In the squat, you want to try to stay nice and upright, keeping your chest up, keeping your eyes forwards. As you stand up, you want to really focus on squeezing your glutes and coming back to full hip extension. That's exactly where you started. As we go down, we want to think about pushing our knees out so they stay in line with our toes. And at all times, we want to think about even weight distribution between the front of your foot and the heels. On the way back up, a couple of key teaching points. The first thing you want to do is squeeze your glutes hard, and you need to push your knees away from each other. That's going to really help to engage your glutes. By doing so, you're going to work the muscles which we need to be strong in this exercise. So continue with a few more reps here just to have a look at this. Another key teaching point for us is to make sure that our spine stays strong and doesn't move too much. We want to keep it strong and still. So the chest does come forwards to balance out this position so you can maintain a really nice line of gravity. That means you'll feel balanced. You won't feel like you're falling backwards or falling forwards. But that also means that you need to try to maintain your spinal position. So don't allow your spine to round out too much on the way down. One of the key things on the way back up, and a final teaching point for you just to get extra bonus points, is to ensure that when you squeeze your glutes, you really focus on the glute contraction, and that stops the spine from moving on the way back up in the upward phase. So performing the squat well is essential. A great lower body exercise, and when done well, you also recruit your core. A superb movement pattern. Really focus on that and practice that as much as you can so when you come to our BMF classes you get the most out of that movement pattern.